Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TFLI's coverage of ozfortress Season 18 Premier Division Week 6 fixture between Victory or Riot and Nature Walk. I'm Fozzlm, joined on the mic tonight with Sage and the lovely Wiethoofd on production. How's it going?
Yeah, it's pretty good. We're going to see a pretty good game tonight, I reckon. It's two teams that have actually both been casted against my team, Xeno, but I do think they have pretty good, have a pretty good chance of giving us a good match here. Both teams have some pretty strong players, and I think we'll see something cool.
Yeah, definitely. We're at the tail end of the season. This is the penultimate week before playoffs, and this map sort of has, this match, I should say, really has quite serious implications come playoffs, because after Vors lost to your own team, Xeno, last week, it sort of put them on shaky ground. But if they can win either a map tonight or take the entire set, then there's actually a chance that they can vie for the 4th place spot, and so the season really hangs in the balance for them tonight, and they're up against Nature Walk, who I've seen a bit up and down this season. I think coming into the season, I personally pinned them to be one of the I'd assume they'd be quite strong and dominant throughout, but in recent performances, they haven't impressed me as much as I'd like to, as I'd necessarily like to have seen. So, I mean, we'll just start off actually by going down the rosters before we get into any more predictions. So, do you want to take us down Victory or Riot?
Sure, Victory or Riot is actually very interesting relative to the roster. The reason that they might be put in this chokehold position to get these maps tonight is because they've had roster changes mid-season. They've picked up Sam and Varner on scouts, I believe. Both in very talented scouts. I think anyone in the ozfortress scene knows Sam to be a very scary and great player. Varner as well, previously. I believe he previously also played for No Safe Word before joining Victoria tonight, so it's really interesting, and it's really strengthened the roster. The players they're running tonight are Arnold on Medic, who has been around for a while. I believe he also played for Gossip Girl a couple Summer Cups ago. Redcoat on Demo, new to the Prem scene, but has actually been doing very well. Bender on Pocket, a fan favourite, as anyone will know. Tonight they are also running... Oh yeah, that's right, they are running... Wait.
I believe
Riot.
you missed it.
Okay.
Riot, yes.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
The namesake of the team.
His name messed up. His name is Riot or Riot, so I don't know how I didn't get it. And Riot on Roma, who is also a very strong player. And it should be interesting to see, as both scouts, especially for Victoria Riot, are very strong snipers. So I think we should see some interesting play coming out from Victoria Riot. Do you want to go through Nature Walk's roster?
Yeah, sure. So, on Medic, they've got none other than ozfortress Overlord Obla. On Demo Man, they've got Deft, who is better known as just a DM god in our local scene. On Scouts tonight, they will be using Down and Quid. On Pocket, they will be using Dubious. And they're actually using a Merc for Roma tonight. Normally they will have Pause, but word is that he's getting something taxidermied tonight. I mean, that's from Quid, which I got from you. I don't know how likely that story is, but we'll run with it. So instead, they're going to be Mercing EMG, or however you want to pronounce his name. MG. I've been severely given many talkings to for my pronunciations of his game, as it looks like the configs are being loaded into the servers, so hopefully the teams will be readying up quite soon. We do have 12 in the server. It'd be nice to get things taken underway relatively quickly, so we don't have the awful delays we've had last week, where every player was seemingly getting a back error and we had to delay.
Delayed 40 minutes.
Delayed by about 40. It got played in the end, as item servers.
And it did actually turn out to be a pretty good game, so I guess it all worked out for the best. Continuing on their roster, they've also got Down and Quid on Scouts. Down and Quid, they actually have pretty good cohesion, and again, the Quid and Down are both actually really terrific snipers, who I actually really do expect to see some sniper play, as Quid really likes to snipe. MG being a Merc will be interesting how he plays. He plays for Xeno, who was previously core on Xenophobia, but currently is a sub, and is a pretty strengthy player. And of course Dubious as Pocket is a very scary thing, as he is insane deathmatch.
Definitely. It's worth bringing up the maps for this week. So As we should be going live in about 50 odd seconds or so. But quickly going with maps, we've got the players. It looks like we're starting on good old Gullywash, but the other map being played tonight is an absolute favourite of I think everybody. It's none other than Granary Pro. Yay for stalemates.
Both teams, actually, at the very least, I'd say that both of the teams tonight are not the kind of stalematey teams. I think we will see a bit of aggression, so hopefully Granary doesn't stay out too much. But at the same time, it is a large excuse for people to snipe, so it may actually result in the opposite. We'll see what will happen though.
Definitely. So just before we go live here, do you want to quickly just give me a random prediction? As yeah, the team's rating up. So if you want to quickly
definitely Sam. I reckon if anyone's going to try on this map, it's going to be Sam.
Yep. As the teams are readied up and we are going live. So this is ozfortress Week 6 Premiership Division Nature Walk versus Victory or Riot. As we come to our first mid of CP Gullywash, we've got Deft and Redcoat mirroring each other, neither getting off any damage as they are completely oblivious to its position. Down eating a lot of early damage and actually has to hang below mid on very little health. A massive bomb coming in, but Riot cleans that up very quickly. All quit, very lucky to escape the air shot. And
players coming trading everywhere here. Low health for Victory or Riot, but it seems that Nature Walk are getting weary. They were thinking about backing up, it looks like they're repushing their banana. And they do lose Def, so it is going to pressure them to back up here. It does seem that with this, they did keep their medic up, so it looks like they're going to hold a second, or they may re-push middle. But it was an interesting mirror on mid there. Both teams, MG lost pretty early in the fight to a bomb, but it was pretty even.
Yeah, and we see Obla holding quite aggressively with 2 scouts at this main choke. The rest of his team coming up now. We've just got Riot hanging around Big Door. In fact, it looks like all of Vor are actually coming around Big Door to support none other than Sam on Sniper. As you rightly predicted, a minute and a half into the game, he has brought up the scope, and if I was Nature Walk, I would be incredibly worried right now, because this man is an absolute monster on the sniper rifle.
Believe it or not, that's one of the very few times I've ever seen Sam miss a shot. So, he's trying to peek this soldier here, who's getting aggressive, dubious, doing a 360 into Sam's sideline, just testing fate, as he's just watching this angle, and trying to get a pick.
And nice aggression from Dubious as Riot and Abenda just seemingly backed off, and actually a very early pop coming out from Obla here. I'm not quite sure. Arnold is milking it for so long. Finally gets a solo onto Abenda as Obla actually had to flash many times. Looks like Def is stuck in a corner. Gets absolutely pincered. It might be their only casuals. MG is actually coming in from behind. Gets Arnold as he trades with his life. What a well-timed bomb. Dubious coming in, not able to clean up any of the damage, but Quid and Down could go ham here. Down gets taken down, but not before taking down Varna. Riot's on very little health and can't contribute to the fight, so by a seeming miracle, it looks like Nature Walk might be able to hold no right in with Big Bomb. Takes out Quid. It's just Obla and Deft alive in lobby, but Obla has picked himself up a 65% Uber advantage in that fight.
It works well in the overall, but that fight was really scrappy from Nature Walk. The Uber got popped up far too early, as Riot actually does die to a was that a trap?
It was half trap, half spam at the same time.
But yeah, it was kind of scrappy from Nature Walk coming out there. Their Uber just got popped too early, and Arnold was easily able to just hold S and absolutely crush them post. But MG does actually do the hero play and get medic, as it does look like Nature Walk are pressuring out with the super, but again they pop really early.
Arnold surfing away, just not gonna, surely Dubious is rocket. Sorry for cutting you off there, but Arnold almost had a miracle surf into spawn. Dubious is doing so much work behind, he ends up getting cleaned up, but
oh my god, Deft gets a 3k health second.
And
Deft showing why they call him an MG Lord, as he absolutely destroys everyone in second, as they pushed through, and they do look like they've capitalized as they're gonna take this mid.
Yeah, the flank of 4 was just in the wrong position to try to go for any sort of play. Deft actually overextending, Obla missing the arrow on him. He's on 20 health before he just manages to get the heals. But Bender had overextended just a pinch. He probably could have got that frag and got out of his life, as there's quite a bit of Bender actually, speaking of that.
Sam's on sniper as well.
Sam is still on sniper, as actually Riot is holding Big Door by himself, but 60% Uber advantage as Obla just gets his now. They might have to pop really early or risk Sam, who's just got his little laser pointer on the dot. Dubious in with a Obla drops! this early into the match. Come on, Obla, you're such an easy target. A bender takes down Jubis as well, and Nature Walk probably crumble here.
Yeah, that's really bad. This is at least. This should at least come to a second, unless they get this force out of Arnold. It doesn't look like they have the positioning. They are starting to back out of choke him, and they're looking to get to Shuttledore. Sam is also pressuring this, so it's not killing Sam is pretty scary.
That was really well played by Victor Riot. They just knew how to stay around the medic, get all that position for free, as Quid's actually coming in for somewhat of a hero play. He gets absolutely shut down by Varna. Def and
Sam
Def
gets
gets taken down. This is awful.
This is really bad.
If Vor decide to just roll this into lobby, this should potentially be a free round for them. Obla only up to about 60% himself. 4 seconds left on the respawn timers. Will they be able to hold out?
Obla's
Sam typing from lobby. Yeah, the Uber's coming in. Obla, how is he doing this? He finally gets taken down.
He's cleaned up. He's almost 6 seconds of Uber.
Yeah, that was incredible. Arnold takes down, and it's a very scrippy fight. It's only about 3 players left on each team. Everyone's on red. Def manages to get one. Red coat is jawling, and Def gets the sticky, and they hold with a combined 160 health.
I'll give it
remaining
to
on the board.
Obla there. I don't understand the play of. I guess they thought Obla was closer to Uber than he was, because he was only around 70% if I'm correct. But
yes,
they wanted to focus him so to get that Uber and destroy their push. But in that fact, them focusing.
This is Spy on Obla. Sorry, but Sam's actually up on Spy and almost button knife down. He's getting Obla. No, he disconnected from his team. The team that knew a uncloaked, undisguised Spy was there, and he revolves down the medic in lobby.
I think Sam's off-class more than he's played Scout so far this game. I know that's an exaggeration.
He hasn't, yeah, you're right.
It's a 40% advantage to Arnold, and I would expect that Victor and Riot are going to capitalize off this. As they all are also building, where... But we do see Quid Sniper, which is also something to fear, as he is going to play upper, and they don't have sight on him yet, so we might see a misplay if Arnold peeks out early here, because I'll give it to Quid, he doesn't miss very much either.
Yeah, as we see quite regimented position coming here out for Nature Walk. Sam making a lot of space for his team here. Gets in all the way to the point. A big bomb coming in, but unable to find the damage. And Varna's actually coming in for a flank. Quid saves his pocket.
Quid whipping a couple of shots onto the combo, but then absolutely destroying Varna as...
Are we in Porstown? I think we are.
Yes.
Well... So that was a very messy series of fights, but it looks like Obla is going to make his way out. He's at about a 20% disadvantage, so even though they lose second, they will still be able to get Uber up for last. Yeah, interesting series of plays leading up to this moment.
Yeah, it's the sad because as they were pushing out to choke, Quid did have a sight line onto Arnold, but he whiffed the shot. Although he did get a nice shot, I don't know if it got caught on camera or not, onto the Scout as Varna tried to pressure them back. But, he is still up. Quid giving me... I asked Quid for the answer why they paused. Apparently his dog is on fire.
Well, that is a logical reason. I'm going to message Obla and see if I get a slightly more reasonable answer.
That's perfectly reasonable, I know what you're talking about.
Just trying to confirm if it was a fire dog, and Obla is either Obla's lying or Quid's lying. I'm not sure who to trust, but Obla is saying some soldier on Vor lagging. I don't know if we can trust this kid, as actually it does seem like Riot has disconnected in real time. So we might be hopefully getting him back into the game soon. Sorry for the delays. Sometimes stuff like this happens. We're in Australia. You can't expect us to have decent connections to a server. Apologies to any of our viewers who don't like watching nothing, essentially.
Just admire the cosmetics.
Okay, let's do that. It's actually been so long since I've seen in the cast where we've had just a cosmetic rating. So who do you want to look at?
I'm looking at... Okay, let's take it... Okay, I think Redcoat's got the demon look. Pretty down pat.
I mean, he's got the cool shades, he's got the cool horns, he's got this somewhat unmatching lime green beard, which beautifully complements his golden sticky bomb launcher.
As you know, all demons wear beanies as well.
Exactly.
As a bender also has a pretty interesting loadout going on.
He does have his pocket medic, which I can only presume is labelled after... I'm gonna see if it's labelled after, the one and only ampersand. I cannot... No, it doesn't look like it is. I thought there'd be a touching tribute for his, long-time medic, but...
He's got one of those decal badges you can equip and put photos on, and he's got a photo of the heavy.
I mean, it is his main class. You can't blame him for, like, trying to appreciate. Anyone in the stream who is not aware of a bender, he is... If you've heard the phrase EU gimmicks, throw that out the window, throw whatever preconceptions you have out the window, and just know that a bender is the master of gimmicks.
A bender created AU gimmicks.
He is the ultimate master. I believe one of the best plays. I can't remember if this was 2 seasons ago or maybe last season. The infamous Vaccinator Pyro play to cap Badlands last.
Yeah, that was against our team.
That was against your team. How does it?
Yeah, I wasn't present, but the VOD gives me nightmares. It's this strategy. This is before my ad. This is before the Vaccinator was this thing that people ever used. But a bender and ampersand being the geniuses.
A bender and ampersand.
Yeah, they pioneered this strategy where you'd run Vaccinated Pyro and you'd give him the invulnerability buffs, and then he'd run under the point and destroy stickies and just air blast everyone off.
Oh, and this would have also been pre-Badlands last cap nerf?
Yeah, so you capped pretty much instantly. And we didn't know how to fix it. And looking back, the strategy to fix it, because they did it every time we got to last, would have been just another pyro to air blast him. But it's a strat we'd never seen before, and it was terrifying. And we felt pretty cheated, I'll be honest. But it was still an interesting strategy, and I think we will see stuff like that. I'm looking forward to seeing a bender off classes during this game.
Oh, definitely.
He is on pocket, so it might be more limited, but I do want to see a bender heavy.
I mean, it's Gullywash for one. The map sort of leans itself to being quite heavy friendly in a lot of cases. I mean, oh god, how many seasons ago where it was somewhat common to see heavies run to mid? That was a while back, but it used to be somewhat common. I think more so in, say, European TF2 than Australian, but it's definitely a thing, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a bender if potentially they build up a lead, or like they're down a lot and he just, has given up all hope.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked to see the perma heavy. Also getting word from stream chat.
We are unpaused. Everyone's ice skating for a little bit, and our HUDs will be broken for a little bit, so we might have bad calls on Uber charge, but this is reset. It does look like they're not going to contest second, and Nature Walk are going to get to lost. Trying to build this Uber up, and I think
they just got their Uber then.
Yeah,
both teams have their Uber.
Quid just going for a sniper pick. Everyone's playing passive, and he's watching River.
Yeah, Vor seem very hesitant to even make their way into lobby right now. It looks like Varna's doing a bit of scouting duty and seems to give his team the all clear. No, they're still not pushing in, even though he sees it's completely empty. Here we go, finally making their way in. Arnold giving buffs to Riot, so we might just see the standard sack into the medic. See if we can get the force out. Quids is actually keeping a good sightline onto River here, protected by his roamer. They get no damage onto Varna, surprisingly. Quid probably should have taken that opportunity to back out, but he's actually staying in River on about half health. Quite a risky move. Gets the arrow from Obla. So looks like we're stalemating. Quid, the only off class, as Death actually gets taken out by Trap.
That'll almost definitely initiate the push from Victor Riot, as they do send a bender in on the sack. Quid's still on sniper.
Ooh, that's a...
He's got a sightline, but he's not hitting his shots.
Riot's in as well. Very laggy. It looks like Riot's internet may not be fully fixed, and that's 2 soldiers down for the side of Vor.
That was the reason for the pause.
Yeah, that was the reason for the pause there. As Dubious making his way out of lobby, as Varna's quite ahead of his team, but should just make it out. He's hitting a lot of spam. Sam actually doing a really good job to protect him, but looks like Nature Walk have successfully managed.
Super, but they are getting pressured.
Riot's actually in!
Okay, so this is really good for Victor Riot, as the soldier does get trapped in. Maybe? Yeah, he does, but
they pick up a
Uber charge is still
for the
up
Uber.
for Riot. Sam's lit.
Flank actually coming in at the moment. MG gets one rocket off, and him and Quid get the force. Redcoat getting the sign kill, but it seems like quite a bit of uncoordination coming out of Vor here. They had a perfect opportunity to push in, but they sort of fed players one by one, and that led their flank to be wide open. As we actually see, some nice dickies from Redcoat coming down onto Quid. Down with
just throwing their players away.
Yeah,
they had
down with a crazy shot. Obler's disconnected from his team here, but just manages to catch up before the bombs of Vor can come in. Right, big bomb. They actually get Def down. So again, Def seems to be overextending in a lot of these fights here. Seems to be generally the first person to die on the side of Nature Walk. He really needs to fix that if they want to get themselves into a more dominant position. But it looks like things might slow down. No, Bendit. No, right in with a big bomb. Gets shut down.
With this heavy up, it's gonna stop bombs. Quid. He's showing the ceiling who's boss.
Well, I mean, I think maybe that's just showing his level of... Yeah, I think that's maybe him showing his level of respect for Heavy. Not necessarily enjoying the class as much as other people on the server might, but looks like things have stalemated out for the moment here. Both teams just buffing up their players and thinking about the best way to handle this last push / last
They do have
defense.
Sam on sniper. He's peeking lower. Actually, this is if they don't get the info on this, I guarantee Sam's gonna get something. But he's just watching lower. He's being safe. He's waiting for someone to pick into him.
Obler's in a quite forward position, so oh yeah, looks like Quid should have spotted him there potentially.
It's
oh my god, Sam hitting the shot, but not quite managing to take down Quid. So now Obler and his team will be fully aware about the sniper on the board.
Sam's looking to get a peek here. I think he might aggro peek the balcony.
And
he does hit the headshot, but it's not enough to connect and kill, and he does get cleaned up by Deft.
A very nice coordinated spam coming out here. Right, having to back out. Vanna being a bit forward, but might actually get taken out by Jubius here.
Oh no!
Amazing movement, and is probably going to survive. No, down gets him in. Quick gets a quick shot onto a bender, so
very
they
scrappy here.
Lose their pocket, but they pick up the flank. Oh, the flank and the combo. Right's actually coming in behind the combo. He gets one rocket onto Obler and gets the force. Juggles him up. Really nice. As
MG just dropped Arnold. Oh my goodness, we missed that on the camera.
We missed that completely. Wow. So
yeah.
I mean, I was praising Riot for getting the force out, but MG on the other side of the map.
MG's got really good placement in these fights. He always seems to be behind or around the enemy medic when they really need this force. Stella for Nature Walk.
Yeah, definitely.
But they do seem to be contesting this from big bomb.
Bender's in with a big bomb. Actually gets taken down really low. Varna goes down immediately. So does Dubious. Right actually down now. So that's the flank of Vor down. Arnold's caught out from his team, but no one can hit any damage on him. Quid finally gets a shot on him, gets down Redcoat, and will surely get the medic. That's a nice 3k from Quid there.
I finally have my HUD back as well.
Finally have a HUD back. Here we go. A really disastrous sort of contest for Vor coming into mid here, and it looks like Nature Walk, after being on the back foot for this entire round, might be able to roll this into last here. It looks like they're probably going to lead an Uber on Deft and a Scout.
They on the defensive is up on NG. We don't see any off-classes yet. Oh, Sam on Sniper. I expect you soon.
Sam on Sniper.
So that's something to watch out for, as they are going to go Shutter, but I think they'll definitely need to lead this Uber out because they... Oh, okay, no, Redcoat is pretty far back. He's just going to bait the point from lower. So they do look... I think they're just weighing their options, but...
MG playing a very risky game on 148 health, sort of trying to spam out Sam. So Uber comes in, here we go, led on Def and a Scout. They get juggled so high, it looks like the sentry gun will finally be taken out. Def runs to the point, but completely unaware that Sam is actually swapped. Oh my god! The god pills, and he gets Redcoat as well. Deft, are you kidding me? He gets a ton of damage onto the combo. Finally loses his life, but Deft might have
on both teams are very low. This could go either way. It does look like it's going in Nature Walk's favor though.
It's just Arnold on the point. He gets the source and gets the Uber. It's Arnold and Varna and Sam now, who just came up chasing down Obler.
Oh my goodness. Arnold just saved that round.
Massive med plays.
The health was so low for both teams. It was really like up to whoever did. Deft actually before the Uber got bounced because I think he wanted to jump to the sentry and just destroy it instantly, but every time he jumped, he'd put a sticky down to jump, he got blown away by Bender's rockets. So they wasted like a second or two.
Yeah, Deft actually very lucky to not get caught out there. He was sort of trying to trap up second by himself, and it manages to sneak away to his team. So Arnold's actually got himself about a 25% ad in his favor. Not really the most to push off of, maybe a bit more if they decide to arrow build here, but it looks like they're just going for standard buffs. So things might, in fact, it actually looks like Nature Walk are building far more efficiently at the moment, so things could potentially stable out here. But if you were in Vor's shoes, how would you orchestrate this push into mid?
If they have this advantage, they could just try and rush through choke and get on the medic immediately, but I don't know, it doesn't look like they're capitalizing off their advantage. I don't know why, because they did seem to want to get it before, but I guess they're not going to use it. And now that they're both going to probably get this Uber charge, I'd say that the best thing they could do is wait for someone to get aggressive into this choke and maybe transfer this Uber, and then just play it off that. See what they can get happening. Just trade this and get their flank pushed maybe, but we'll see what they plan to do.
Down and MG are being a bit cheeky on Big Door, decide to rightfully back out as they're unbuffed. Yeah, just not even really seeing a spam game. A Bender once in a blue moon will shoot one of his fancy laser rockets, but the teams at the moment, half the time off
going
the
back
clock.
To spawn. I think he's going to off class.
Oh, let's keep an eye. Are we going to
Sniper?
see Ravana snipe? Here we go.
I'm hoping for a spy player, but he's getting off it, I think.
No, are we? Well, I think it was
dancing
potentially because
he's on heavy. Okay, he's on scout. He's
okay,
loadouts or something, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's also partly he might have swapped back because Redco had taken a lot of damage onto flank, so maybe they were sort of unsure if they could necessarily. Actually, Riot is continuing to do so much damage on this flank here. If there was a bit more coordination with Down and MG, they probably could have picked up that frag. But as it stands, back to stalemate. It is, again, 15.5 minutes taken off the clock, 0-0, it's
We're just taunting with his chicken, having a good time.
Sam going Uber trade and let's fight with a winky face, Obla dropping binds. What is this match devolved into? As MG, Down goes down and MG on so little health, it looks like Riot might want to take this opportunity.
They want to push this flank, but MG does get a crossbow. I think they might send a sack, but they've taken a bit of time. I think they're looking to push this choke with scouts, maybe?
Actually, a Bender came in and dropped down, gets one rocket onto Obla and gets
force. Okay, so this is good. They've got this complete Uber advantage now. We'll see how they're using it. They do still seem hesitant to push. I think they're gonna wait for a Bender's spawn to come back, and then they can use this without having to worry about a player down, but
yeah, very questionable from Nature Walk to let a Bender get in so freely. Like, he managed to jump to point, and then only after that get rockets onto Obla. Like, surely at that point, you would have got the audio cues to realize that something's wrong, but I don't know, very questionable coming out from Nature Walk to let that happen. As it looks like Down actually is on Sniper as Vor making their push in. They're eating so much BAM here. Arnold's down to about half health.
Arnold does get bombed.
Yeah, Julius in with a really nice bomb. Picks up Piranha.
Pretty well, I'd say. They do lose two, but at the same point, they literally got no position with Uber. They do get the mid, but I do think because Vana went down in that fight, they might hold this. Although I just realized Down's on Sniper, so this is not ideal.
Not particularly as... Oh, Sam with a nice frag.
Nature Walk is so scrappy.
Death actually takes down two before he dies? Are you kidding me? Obla, how does he hit these shots?
That's like a sticky magician, dude.
And there we go.
And they win the fight.
That's a wipe.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That happened.
I mean, Obla dies, but... Death... I was about to chastise him for overextending, but I'm just going to shut my mouth.
Who needs positioning when you can aim sticky bombs?
Needs positioning. Riot gets taken down by Dubious here. Quid with some really nice movement, able to avoid a lot of spam here. As Nature Walk looks like they're going to comfortably retake mid here if someone decides to step on the cap, and that is going to be Down's duty.
Low health, but I don't think they're getting headlines of it. Yeah, they're just getting healed up. Literally, like, spot on even, like 58% building at the exact same time, so we'll see what they do. They might be pushing this try, as Vana does go down on the flank.
Yeah, Death actually, again, Death just in so forward before his team and pretty much single-handedly locked Vor back into that lobby.
So much work. I don't think that Victoria Riot were, like, ready for
this
level of aggression.
Oh, sorry to cut you off there. MG was in a quite good position to catch out the combo of Vor, but just caught out at the last second by Redcoat.
Definitely want to feed right now. Sam is on the sniper. They are playing this defensively. Interesting defensive choice as they are, even Ubers, but I guess they are just trying to stalemate this last.
Yeah, I mean, when you're 20 minutes, well, 19 minutes into a match already and it's 0-0, you know, having that as fast as Gullywash can be, you know, I think it's possible to get around in about 45 seconds optimally. But yeah, losing a first round after it's been so back and forth would be absolutely demoralizing if it were to happen to Vor here. So completely understandable to be running the sniper and the NG. We're just seeing some standard spam. Doesn't look like anyone from Nature Walk is running back to spawn. They're all just content hanging into lobby. Would you probably, I mean, if you were Nature Walk here, would you try to just swap classes, try to get a sniper or a spy or anything
I reckon
other than?
Quid's likely to go for a sack and then come up something else. They've got this defensive hold, and I don't know if they'll just throw that away over a sack. I think we will see just a sack to counter sack play for a while until something happens right at the
In
time.
fact, speaking of this,
as down just gets cleaned up by Riot.
Riot actually going very low there, but able to get a couple of really nice rockets down in water. So this is
Sam does seem to be getting aggressive to try and make up for this sack, but still passive enough that he won't just get cleaned up immediately.
And Quid just spot him out, would have swatted him out then, as we see down, yep, coming up as a counter sniper. So we've seen 4 different snipers already this match.
Riot on spy.
Right, oh, and Sam on pyro.
I was just checking.
Oh, right, he is. But Sam actually staying on pyro, so preempting the push, you know, pyro on Gullywash, incredibly strong. Like, if you try to even come out main or shutter against a pyro and an equilibrium, you're going to be screwed. But
yeah,
I would have preferred he actually stayed on sniper.
Redcoat gets body shot, 50 health, as Dubious just getting this teleported down.
Well, there we go.
A very important play. No one was getting Mookie'd in this situation, as Down is peeking from River to get this pick, but he does get spammed out. This is just passive play, trying to get an opening pick. If Down can get a demo pick or a medic pick, it will pretty much guarantee them pushing it immediately.
He's so aggressive! Oh my god, I was
still
just about to point that out. Dubious comes in with the Uber, gets absolutely launched by the stickies and the sentry guns. Probably going to pick up a
and he ran shots red card as well.
They get the sentry gun, they get a bender. Sam gets annihilated by Down, who hits his second shot, and there we go. They stack the cap, and off the back of Down.
That's 22 minutes for the first round, as we said this wouldn't be stalemate. But it will be interesting to see. As okay, I'm gonna watch Deft on this mid, as he's been doing so much for Nature Walk.
Is the last mid, I mean the last mid, which was, you know, 22 minutes ago, was quite not the best for Def. Let's see if he can do anything. He's actually on low ground, and his counterpart, and in fact the entire team are on high ground, right in a
right
very
behind, yeah.
Yeah,
this could be huge if he waits it.
Choke. He comes in, gets one rocket
this is really bad.
Gets Dubious. They get a bender, both scouts down. Deft gets Riot.
Kills Riot.
Defends himself, but Sam managing to take down Deft.
Yeah.
That is absolutely the scout show as they clean up 5 kills between the two of them.
That was, it's a shame Nature Walk. I reckon they had the position there. As it turns out, because the last remaining players, they were 3 up and they were on really low health. I feel as if Riot didn't make that play, Nature Walk would have had that in the bag. But it was a very good play from Riot. Coming in, like, waiting, delaying, so they wouldn't have expected it, and just taking it when they least would have expected it, of course. It's like getting him destroyed. And Odler's on crits.
Yeah, I mean, Arnold actually died earlier on in the fight, so he would have the Uber edge. We actually see he's currently on a 10% now, but yeah, Odler with the crits, really interesting play. I doubt Raw will be expecting this in the slightest. This could be genius. I mean,
they're both building. It doesn't look like they'll get it in time to. They'll have to get the surprise onto onto Arnold rather. But Deft will. I have faith that Deft will hit his stickies, but I think that there's going to be an interesting exchange. They might be going Dubious. They are.
They are. MG gets taken out on the flank though. Dubious down. This is disastrous. I mean, they clean up.
Pretty much.
Vana
getting the flash, absolutely destroying Vana. Odler's just trying to get out here. He cannot.
He can't. Riot's gonna clean up down here. It looks like Quid gets out of nowhere, just walks past 4 players, actually as you want, and just 2 shots down Arnold.
It appears that Nature Walk have a wizards on their team. Quid just appeared out of nowhere and fragged Arnold there.
That
That does actually mean that I almost just said that was going to be a round for Riot, but evidently I'm wrong, as they are building on rollout. But exactly. Quid just saved the round for Nature Walk, and they do have to, if they want to, they could try and EU this and stick this hold for 6 minutes. It is 1 round advantage to Nature Walk, so
it is.
we will see what happens.
I'd like to also point out that I'm not expected that the Obla crits failed, as I believe against your team. I'd like to believe they got off a total of 1 successful crits while almost perma running it on Viaduct, and almost every time Obla dropped his entire team the moment the crits came out. So I feel like this team, as wonderful as Deft is,
yeah, it is.
And
it is a bit
dubious?
shady.
Yeah, very much so, as looks like both teams coming up on Uber pretty much exactly the same time. We've got Quid on Mr. Engineer, down on Sniper, who was, I mean, the saviour of the last round. Well,
they do have the Engineer and Sniper. They're not... This is a bit interesting to see. I would have expected a Pyro,
oh
but
my
down
god, the
picks Red
demo!
Coat
That's,
immediately.
and
Obla
right
doesn't
down
lose.
as well. This is disastrous. Varna might even be caught out too.
I think this was just supposed to be a sack by Riot, but Redco got caught in the crossfire by down.
But
So it isn't that effective, as it doesn't look like they want to push it all. I think they are going to try and park this bus.
and I mean that's
Quid has
very
got the
risky.
Mookie teleporter. I think everybody does this teleporter straight after
after
Mookie
after the amazing drop, and I don't blame him.
but yeah, we've got down back Sniper, just same stuff. They didn't show any evidence of pushing there after they lost 2.
Down actually
Scout, so maybe I'm wrong, as they are pushing out the lobby now. Very interesting play to do it now rather than as they got the picks.
Oh,
as
Varna gets
Mitch goes
MG
down.
on the
MG's dead.
flank. As Down's probably going
Down's
to get
gonna
caught
die.
out as well. This is really
They
disastrous.
do have an Engineer though. This is like something
Uber-
that helpful that if they don't keep in mind that
Yeah,
it really
the Uber
fuck their
comes
push.
out really early. Massive bomb coming in from Bender, launches over Obla's head, who doesn't even, it's not taking even a whiff of damage.
The
Finally
Uber comes
pops
out.
on Dubious, gets Arnold immediately. Redcoat should
Redcoat
surely
should just
pay
die.
with his life. Riot goes down as well to Quid. Via...
Sam joined the last.
Yeah, he's on a demo and a
Caught
scout
out.
though.
It's
MG
just
with
Varna.
an amazing rocket. Yeah, Varna's hightailing it out there. Bender's up as well, just respawned. Really nice hold there from Nature Walk after a very, very early pop from Victoria Riot. I understand they're thinking there after they got those 2 quick kills, but
Farm transfer down. But, they're fighting this in second. This is really scrappy. They're 3 down for Nature Walk. I reckon they should back up.
Obla's
Fast as
gonna...
Obla dies.
he
It's just up for Quid and he's on heavy.
He's on Mr. Putis, and with 3 minutes 30 left on the clock, this is absolutely
Just
disastrous.
The Putus.
He's got 3 seconds left for his team to come up. It's not enough time.
That's
There
a
we
tie.
go. A really car crash of a push out onto second by Nature Walk. Yeah, we're tied up. 3.5
3
minutes left on the clock.
Definitely enough for a round. Even enough for them both to get another round if they wipe both mids. But I reckon it'll be interesting to see if we can get a round out of this. It'll be a tie.
This is very critical. What happens this mid? Nature Walk very aggressively mirrored their opponents. No one wants to take that first move, but it looks like Nature Walk might be winning the spam battle just slightly. Here we go, MG with a massive bomb gets absolutely edged, denied, but what? He still finds the rockets onto Arnold. Obla gets
just
the
Sam.
Bender, and that's all she
It's a complete
wrote.
They lose
That-
both soldiers, but this is really good for Nature Walk. They need to get Medic up in the second push, and last push obviously, but this really is the blessing that they needed. This is easily their best opportunity to get the round.
I mean, MG, that was a beautifully timed bomb, and what was even more spectacular, he actually got juggled up by Sam and Varna, which put him in a better position to get the rockets off. As the Uber comes in, Quid is hitting absolutely no one. He can't get a single shot. There we go. Def finally manages to trade out his demo counterpart. He goes down. Quid goes down. Down is going to go down as well, and
everyone's down.
everyone's down. Dubious and MG. Obla goes down as well. Dubious picks up Sam and sacks in for his life, but that was rushed beyond belief, and that was like the perfect opportunity for Nature Walk to hit the lead with such little time remaining, and they blew it.
Did you Riot are pushing out here? I think, and Quid's on Spy, so this is interesting. I guess it is a bit awkward, as they do need to pretty much have full momentum to get to last and win this. But as Varna goes down immediately, MG
Oh my
Riot.
god, and Deft finishes off a Bender. Deft gets Sam as
This could be round
well.
again.
Oh,
Victor Wright absolutely butchered their push.
I
A minute left on the clock. I don't think Victor Wright have the capability at this round, but it's more than possible for Nature Walk.
can we just again point out how nutty Def's DM is? Like, he's already on last takedown. Sam trades for his life and actually loses Quid as well. The heavy out from a bender goes down. Julius gets sent to go, and there we go! A minute left on the clock, and Nature Walk get the lead 2-1.
That was insane. Like, I feel like Victor Riot, I guess they couldn't have taken the draws, that wouldn't have given them enough points. Like, they really needed this map, and
they really need this map.
They can still feasibly get into playoffs, but this is it's not possible for them to win this round, so...
it might just be enough time. Redcoat with a very nice pipe to get MG at the start of the fight, but there we go. Quid and Dubious, massive bomb in from Dubious to clean up even more. Quid and Dubious doing so much work this mid, actually...
I'd like to believe in Sam, but it's not going to happen, as this is now dead time, as Nature Walk could take this first map. I'm pretty... much closer than I anticipated. Like, honestly, it was really well played.
Yeah, especially given how that first round, I mean, that went back and forth and back and forth. Like, it went from essentially last point to last point. It changed hands so many times after just so many... it was mostly individual players. Deft gets a cheeky stick trap, probably going to get Redcoat. It's just feeding his stats at this point, you know? And there we go. First map, CP Gullywash, Nature Walk take it with an incredible 2-1 victory over Victory or Riot, who really need to win this second map in order to keep their playoff dreams alive. If they lose, they are
100%
out of the race. Yes, they are 100% out of the race. So, let's get on to everyone's favourite part of the cast, stats.
Yeah. Let me just find... I need to look at these myself. Yep.
I'm just gonna... I mean, given how many stalemates there were, and I'm guessing the pause would have had an impact on the stats as well, so obviously, things are going to be quite low, because we did spend a good, 5-10 minutes with teams essentially staring at each other at choke, so essentially, be sure to keep that in mind when looking at these stats, but,
yeah.
Just off the bat, Deft leading... actually equaling DPM with his Roma, both Deft and MG on 238 DPM. Quite impressive.
As far as I can tell from the stats, it doesn't seem like there's a key underperformance on either team, really. Sam wasn't sniper for a lot, so that does reflect that Sam does bottom frag, but at the same point in time, it's not lower than everybody else by a significant amount. Plus, he was playing the passive sniper, just waiting for picks for a lot of the game.
I think something that is worth noticing, the soldier combo of Vor leading the deaths in the server,
That's
19
true.
and 18 combined, and that seemed to be quite indicative. I mean, Riot had some really crucial plays on the flank, and he was able to get Obla a lot of times, but at the same thing, a bender, it's a bender, he's not known for playing the pocket's pocket, but he still seemed to feed way more often than he should have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is the thing that they do seem... Riot and Abenda do seem to be able to switch roles, especially for bombing purposes, pretty consistently. But I do think that Abenda was, like you said, dying quite a lot. Deft's role in Nature Walk was so strong.
And that's evidenced by his 2.0 KD, just edging out both of his scout pairing, Quid and Down, but for a demo, he died, we both sort of commented on his overextension a couple of times, but
it's the thing
he made the plays.
Exactly. I would have said, against other teams, this may not have worked, but Victor Riot are not being able to punish Deft, and he's doing so much, and it's this thing that, he's winning fights in 1v1s as demo man, like he's... there was a situation, for example, on last, where I think he was on like 60 health, and he beat a scout in a 1v1. It's just... his DM is doing so much work for Nature Walk, rather.
Yeah, the one thing that I have to point out is our good friend Obla, he dropped.
How many times did Obla drop? That's the question.
I think just once.
Only once, yeah.
Just once, but it was a doozy. They knew the sniper was there. He just walked himself into a body shot.
I don't know. I don't think they did know. Did they know the sniper was there?
I think they must have, because Dubious went quite aggressive into the choke.
I suppose so, yeah.
So, I mean, we can maybe feign ignorance, but I mean, it's still a drop for Obla, so that's one for the
Okay.
tally books. Everyone in chat, give us your predictions about how much Obla is going to choke this map. It's very important. We all need your predictions here. It's the only stat that matters. But,
the only DPS we're talking about is Obla's drops per season.
yes, and if it's not dropping Ubers, it does have quite a love, as it seems, of dropping all of his players, but not so much. Really, that game, like, as much as it is easy to shit on my good pal Obla, he played a fairly solid round. He had noticeably less deaths than his counterpart Arnold, who seemed to be caught out by the flank of Nature Walk far more often. So I will applaud Obla just this once. You know, I'm not gonna completely rain on his parade, as he actually did quite an admirable job.
It was also interesting, as when I heard Pause wasn't going to be playing, I was a bit sad, as Pause is actually one of my favourite Romas to watch. Pause has this weird, hardwired brain to play Team Fortress 2 Roma. It's this... He's just unbelievable. I just don't understand how his brain works, but it's very interesting to see. He does a lot of work, but Mitch, or MG rather, has been doing excellently. He's always been in like the position he needs to be, and he's doing a lot of work in case, like, the situations where Victor Wright had these advantages, he was always in the right spot and either got the force or even in a drop in the few situations.
Yeah, he really just, he seemed to just sync everything perfectly, whether, you know, Deft was punching out large damage or cleaning up after his scouts. He was just, yeah, you're right, he was just always seemed to be right place, right time, especially on those latter mid-fights where he really was sort of the main factor that turned a lot of those fights. As much as, you know, we're praising Deft, and rightfully so, a large part needs to go onto MG, and also the scout combo. You know, Down and Quid really played well together. Caught out a few times, but especially considering they're going up against Varna and Sam, who, you know, are some of the better players in our scene and have been for quite some time now. You know, they held up their end of the fights really quite well.
I would say there it is that. Oh, sorry. I would say that the scouts on Victoria Riot aren't burying their teeth as much as I would have thought. Obviously great players, I'm not going to take away from that, but I would have expected them to be absolutely basically mulching the scouts of Nature Walk, but it's really not happening as much as I thought. Down and Quid having a really nice performance.
So, just to recap, we should actually be going live quite soon here, but for anyone who's just tuned in, this is TF Live's coverage of ozfortress Season 18, Week 6, Premiership Division fixture. Victoria Riot versus Nature Walk. Nature Walk managed to clutch out a really tight win, 2-1 on CP Gullywash. This is map number 2, Granary Pro, and Victoria Riot need to win this map if they even stand a chance of making playoffs come the end of the season, which is just a couple of weeks. So after such a you know, that might be quite demoralizing loss to lose in such a fashion when it was such a tight game. You know, this is this is their time to dig in their heels and sort of prove their worth. As I just heard one of the ready up noises, so we should be going live very soon here. So I mean, I guess we'll just do predictions for this map now as we're going live.
I'm gonna say 3-2 Nature Walk's way.
I'm going to be a bit more favourable. I think Nature Walk after that win will be really quite confident. I think Deft is going to go ham on this map. I think it's going to be a 5-1. Nature Walk are going to walk this quite convincingly. Deft getting to mid on very low health here. One sticky from Redcoat, who's completely...
Oh, no, he hits the health pack, it's okay.
He hits the health pack. Both demos unable to connect to sticky. Actually, no, Redcoat finally going down. Varna very aggressive and actually picks up Deft almost instantly. MG takes down Redcoat on the other side. Varna goes down. Sam trades out down. Dubious comes in. MG on very little health, so can't make a bomb. But it looks like Dubious actually very nice rocket to hold down. Here we go, massive bomb in from none other than a Bender. Cleans up Obla. Actually, Dubious gets a weird Goomba stomp onto him as well. The bomb from a Bender at the last second really turning that fight there, as Dubious surely going to get caught out here.
Yeah, it did actually seem to look like it was in Nature Walk's favour for a little bit there, but it definitely swayed, especially after Bender getting on Obla. They really need to play together. The low health on Nature Walk also was a bit of a problem, as Quid comes up Spy.
Here we
And they
go.
do have
I
an
mean,
engineer in last.
Sam's already set the bar for spy players this match.
I'm on the quid cam right now.
On the quid cam, of
He needs
course.
to hurry up because they have he doesn't realize how close they are.
And rightfully so. Yeah, he is. I
I
mean,
think he might be going for the scout here, as everyone else is all over upper.
it's gonna get. He misses the stab, and he misses the second stab,
Oh, no.
and it takes Von a couple of seconds to tune in on what's going on. But Quid dying really late. He's got an 18-second respawn timer. Drops the sad
He's
face.
and this is really bad for Nature Walk right now.
This is very bad. The
They're
center
probably
gun
gonna
goes down
rotate spawn.
immediately. They're all in spawn. MG goes down. Sam's just standing on the cap as easy as you like, and there we go. A Victor Riot coming in strong, picks up the first round within 2 minutes.
Alright, so if you're Victor Riot, if your prediction is correct, that the next 5 rounds have to go to Nature Walk.
I believe.
Alright, so Deft, on more health this time, Redcoat actually falling a little bit low as himself as... They mirror his rollouts, but Redcoat does hit a pretty nice sticky onto Deft, and the rest of the players do come in as down. It looks to be Redcoat.
Vana, really nice position there, able to completely shut down. Deft having to eat so many of Obla's heals, and it looks like they're already all shoved into Deft corner. A bomb from Riot could do so much damage. He gets the pocket, but he completely loses sight of Obla as MG sort of goes in from the distraction. Quid also just hiding in Gary. Vana walks past him, and eventually dies to a bender. There's actually Riot all the way onto second here,
Obla
but
just
there.
juked Riot so hard.
Oh my god, what a bizarre series of
incredible.
events. Sam's actually potentially has a position to flank here. He's all the way up top. He's going to drop down on the combo. Gets one shot into Def. Gets another shot into Obla.
3 Deft with your right and trying this force, so they do get it, but if Dubious can get forward and try and get this force out of Arnold, they might be able to make this
Oh
work.
my god, Dubious getting juggled into the skybox. Actually hits his head and he's still able to get into... Are you kidding? You cannot allow that to happen if your Victor Right. Down's just jumping around, doing his thing. Unable, he finally gets down from some nice pills from Redcoat, but these two players singles.
Mitch is called in.
Oh.
MG's down, and Redcoat does go down to the scouts though.
Deft.
This is so scrappy as
Yeah,
they
Deft
just
and
try and
Quid
retake this.
in. Right's actually in.
It's just a scout man.
Raids for Deft, and there we go. That really well timed from Sam and Varna to just follow up on the aggression of Riot, and Varna's already gone to last. Dubious is completely oblivious. Finally gets one rocket down, cleans it up, and Arnold actually in a bit of shaky position here, but able to meet up with Sam. A bender gets an easy shot onto Dubious, and this actually could go either way, as it looks like Nature will just get their spawns.
It's true, but they do have this 50% advantage to wave in their face, as they're probably just going to build this up and repush. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some off-classes coming out of Nature Walk, because they need something to happen here.
They really do. They have looked so shaky this map. They can't find their footings whenever Quid dropping a really weird bind. Okay, we'll ignore
I
that.
don't think it's a bind, he probably typed that out.
No, Sam's going, it's an old meme, but actually it looks like a very early pop-in from a bender. Quid able to change class just in time. MG goes down on the backline, trying to make something sneaky happening on second. Dubious picks down Riot, so it's 1-for-1 at the moment. Sam just gets the cap about 50% done by himself. Deft with some clutch pipes, down with a quick...
Down,
oh my god, down on cleanup crew? Are you kidding me? It looks like
they're
Arnold...
so lit. They need they could push up and kill this medic, but...
Oh, and Varna actually could have gone down as well, but I mean, they had a combined, like, the scouts of Nature had about 40 health between them there, so I don't blame them, but what a hold there, and I mean, Down and Deft just flexing their muscles with Quid feeds. He just feeds.
Yeah, this is, looks like, oh, Deft might go down, he does. Down needs to get this frag, he does, but it's 2 down.
Questionable.
Nature Walk, and it is an awkward exchange, as Victor Alright do also have this advantage again.
Yeah, I'm not...
Looks like they want to move up as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure really what Deft was doing there. Actually, no, it looks like they're just coming out from this other door. They're all in the line of the sniper, and then not a single shot can be hit. The Uber comes out, flashing quite a lot of players as MG and Down are actually both behind. They've done so much distraction work. Riot picks up Obla instantly. Down goes down. Sam gets picked up, but the health on Nature Walk is so awful right now. They've got some decent positioning here, but they aren't able to find really any of the clues.
It's all up to
Death,
Death V4, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Death V4, he actually had a chance there. They were all climbed up. If he hit a Miracle Pipe as Redcoat drops the taunt, and there we go, 2-0 to Victor of Riot, 6 minutes in.
Their mids are very strong coming out of Victor of Riot, so we do need to see a change from what Nature Walk are doing, or they're just gonna continue getting trampled. It
looks like, yeah, it's exactly what we're seeing. Deft is going to go Catwalk. I wouldn't be surprised if Redcoat's actually going through Gary. Goes quite late. Varner's streaming up this left side by himself, but gets quickly shut down by Quid as a big sink bomb comes in from Riot and a Bender. They clean up Obla instantly, but at the same time...
The health on Nature Walk is so bad. They can't... Yeah. They're probably going to go for sacks or just get out here.
And Redcoat's caught in, and despite the amazing sink bomb...
Okay, so they keep this up. I wouldn't be surprised if they just got a scout and repushed immediately off these spawns, but it's... I'm surprised Nature Walk were even able to back them out in that fight.
Well, I mean, from what I saw, like, the double soldier aggression came in from Vor, but at that moment, it seemed they just didn't care about Obla's life and just decided to walk forward and frag everyone else, and at the same time, Varner and Sam were quite contested, and without the soldiers to sort of, you know, help them with the damage, they were really caught out of place. Redcoat, you know, overextending, not getting out of Gary's team, but yeah, 60% Uber advantage in the hands of Arnold, but I mean, this is Granary, but Quid feeds again. He really needs to stop doing that.
Seems like Nature Walk are showing the colours of their not being super comfortable on Granary, especially Quid. I know he's not a big fan of the map.
Looks like they're gonna get mid for free and not even get forced. Dubious actually goes down, and Obla's still only on 75%, so that was a very clinical retake. They got 2 frags, right at the end with a big bomb, but gets completely shut down as they flood in left side. Obla's caught away from his team. What is he doing? Just arrowing players? But I
don't understand. They're pretty low on Victor Riot, so they seem to be backing up for a bit. As the Uber does come out for Obla.
Yeah.
Somehow come out in Nature Walk's favour as Victor out back up to mid.
Yeah, it seemed to be a very much... It looked like Riot was maybe just sacking in to create a distraction for his combo to go around, but they moved as such a slow blob that normally when you do this left break into Grand Second, you really just want to rush it and, you know, steamroll in, but they took so much time that just by a war of attrition, if they'd stayed in any longer, they would have died. And here we go, back to a stalemate in favour of Boar. 9 minutes eroded off the clock. I mean, they can potentially sit here for, you know, the following 9 minutes that's on the round clock, if they so choose.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing that I think Nature Walk is showing that they are impatient in these missions, as they in these stalemates. As usually scouts seem to be dying. I think they need to be comfortable and maybe letting the other team push, but okay, no, they're coming through Death Valley right now with the Uber charge. As MG does get in on the medic, but doesn't get the force, and this is looking really bad for Nature Walk, because they're going to lose 2 players.
Feeds Quid really not having a good map here.
Yeah, I think Quid got stuck in as they're trying to push and just pay the price, as they do back up Nature Walk. They do have people coming in the left, as this is really scrappy.
Yeah, Obla having to pop to save his pocket, who was just in the court between a rock and a hard place. Varner's giving him the jukes. Obla, what are you doing? Obla! Oh my...
He's just trying to get out, as they lose down in the process as well. And this Uber's up for Victor, right? So it should just be lost. He does get forced by Quid.
Very nice.
Quid does get this force, but there's not really anything they can do to defend this, it looks like.
MG actually on the medic, forces...
Arnold gets a nice surf, actually.
Yeah, Deft goes down, and this is surely all she wrote. Redcoat with some nice pipes there, and there we go, 3-0. This has crushed both of our predictions at this point, and I mean, we said Vor had to come out, like, you know, guns are blazing, and win this map if they wanted to stay with a chance of making finals, and I mean... They're really showing their worth here, as they have taken an early 3-0 lead against a Nature Walk who, you know, arguably should have been the favourites coming into this map.
Yeah, as they do get a deep bomb in by the soldier, as the aggression is just crushing Nature Walk. They do keep up even players, but the health and the medic goes down for Nature Walk, and this does seem to be kind of a mirror of last mid, where they do back them out, but the health and players go down, so it should just be a repush.
Yeah, and
or a hole into get more players.
it even seems to be the same players alive on Vor. Bender's, I mean, again, during the maps, I criticized the Bender for not necessarily being that much of a pocket and protecting Arnold, but it's really seemed to flip, you know. They seem to have just all got on the same wavelength for this map. I'm not sure if it's Nature Walk being uncomfortable or Victor or Riot just getting in the right mind space, but they're really just looking so much more comfortable right now. And with a 3-0 lead and about 18 minutes remaining on a map as stalemate as Granary, if you're in their shoes, you got to be feeling quite confident right now.
Yeah, 100%. I think this does come down to, because of the strengths of the team, like
I'm just saying MG is failing to make the lamp jump at the moment.
Any minute now he'll make it. Oh, misses it again. I think he's waiting for the help. Okay, I think, has he given up?
No,
yeah, it looks like he's given up.
Never, no kids, don't never give up on your dreams. If you wanna make it up to that lamppost, you make it up to that lamppost. It's not even the hardest jump on Granary. It's like, I'm sorry, we're singling him out here, but actually, here we go. Obla comes up on it. They actually, yeah, let Obla come up on his Uber, and it actually looks like they want to take this quite aggressively. The stickies of Redcoat are on top of the door. Dubious getting potentially so close to being juggled outside the range of his medic, and it looks like they're just going to reset here.
Yeah.
Dubious actually gets taken down from the aforementioned trap, and
Sam's
surely
just spinning.
just spinning. But surely, if you're Vor, with the pocket down on such a soldier-centric map, you would really take this opportunity.
Sam's turned into a sprinkler. Can we get a camera on that?
Cool, yeah. Why are they not pushing in here?
I think Sam broke. They're just waiting for him for technical support on Sam.
Oh dear.
Alright. Riot does get aggressive. He's on 2 health, and Quid gets behind with.
Surely gonna get cleaned up by.
He does get cleaned up. It does look like Nature Walk. I'm trying to pressure in left now, as Bearfather goes down so low.
Down gets Varner, and yeah, the wrap is out. MG and Dubious doing a good job of distracting players. Sam very lucky to survive with his life here. Ate so much damage, gets the health back. Deft actually coming in from behind. This could be massive if he hits these stickies, and not able to actually connect. As Obla's, oh my god, Deft manages to get Redcoat just as the Uber goes off. Sam goes down as well, and a disastrous Uber coming out of the side of Victor Riot. I'm not able to keep his players alive in such a crucial fight.
I'd push straight away up the second. Get up. They've got all their players here, they should just keep going.
Varner swaps over to the heavy weapons.
The spawns could be pretty dangerous for them. They need to get the cap pretty quickly, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen, maybe.
It's 90% cap, but they all just fed in, and now there's a heavy walking up the point. Arnold's got a couple of Ubersaws off. It's just Obla, and as we saw in the previous map, there was an opportunity that should have just been handed on a platter for Nature Walk, and just they seem so unorganized. The chance to get back in the map thrown away.
It was the thing that it was almost successful, but like I said, it's the spawns from the demo man completely crushed that push. And the heavy was also a pretty strong part of it. Like they couldn't really pressure the combo that well.
Quid on sniper. Sorry to cut you off. He's sniping in forward spawn. No one has no one seen Quid? Dubious coming in with a bomb really gets the force off as they lose both of their soldier. Quid he's still standing there. They doesn't even realize that they've all gone. Yeah, finally back spawned. Okay, I mean, Quid, please. Really nice force coming out there from Dubious, though. Down, probably going to win the 1v1 against Sam. Massive play there. Redcoat probably going to get caught out. No. Quid. Oh, no, goes down to the sticky trap of death. Was that the old tire trap?
I think it was. No. As Obla is alone here. Yeah, and he moves the wall. He's completely caught.
And, well, that was the demo show for a while, as Dubious just comes up on the cleanup crew. So, I mean, that was a messy fight if I've ever seen one. It's just everyone goes into Gibbs. Everyone.
Yeah.
Absolute madness. Looks like Ubers are going to be even. Both meds spawning at roughly the same time, but Nature Walk should be able to maybe get control of the mid here. Actually, they haven't got enough players, and MG's going to have to back out if he doesn't want to die to Sam and Barnett, and rightfully so. Right's actually building a bit more efficiently than Obla right now, as Right goes down though. Dubious actually taking that opportunity to bomb in, eats so much damage, loses life, but down and empty, come in and get the flank. Obla goes down to the back though.
Hitting some nice pipes onto the soldiers, and they're gonna try and press this, but Sam's not gonna let them get anywhere in the medic. They will lose the scout here, but can they get back on an Arnold? It doesn't look like it's gonna happen.
They keep... I mean, there wasn't even a mid-fight, but it was a repeat of what we've seen all the previous mid-fights, where just they get really good aggression, but at the same time, they just let Obla fall by the wayside. As right in with a big bomb, as it looks like half of Nature Walk were AFK for that, and they're sort of caught with their pants down. MG's actually getting a nice flank there, gets a very crisp rocket onto Varna, but him and Down do lose their life, and Death is surely going to die here, as he just stays in that fight for far too long, and again, another disastrous opportunity from Nature Walk.
Yeah, it is. It's just a repeat again, as Arnold does look like he's trying to uber in. He comes on the scout as this is. Dubious chose a body block, I guess, and they chased Riot. But it does seem they're going to slow down this push. But they lose Quid, and they're going to repush it again. They've lost too many players, and it does look like they're going to plus forward.
Sam just walked past two players.
Down gets killed by Sam, and this is really messy. This is going to be a round again. That's 4-0. I guess this is what. This is exactly what Victoria Riot need to get into playoffs. I think if they 5-0, they have more of a chance. So we'll see how this works.
Sure thing. We've got a last-minute analyst coming on board. Our old friend George is going to hop in with us in a second, and we'll just hand him STD info. Here we go. So he should be joining us any second here as we get to the 5th mid-fight of the game. Redcoat eating a lot of spam here, very lucky to survive. Quid, oh, very nice shot there from Quid, and gets the medic as well. Quid just going absolute ham. Empty follows up his damage. Bender kills himself. Sam feeds, and that is a
perfect mid.
That's a clean wipe.
Exactly what they needed. They played so much. I don't know where that came from. I've not seen anything like that since on any of their mids before, but that was really good.
That was Quid. Like, he initiated that so well. Redcoat stayed around that health pack area for far too long. Quid got a really nice snapshot onto him, 2-shot down the medics, and here we go. The Uber's gonna come in. This is Nature Walk's chance. They really need this round. The heavy's coming out. Varna gets the shot onto Quid. The Uber comes out, they can't get down this heavy. A Bender finally drops. Riot dealing so much damage from up top. They lose MG. It's an even fight from either side. Redcoat gets out of his counterpart. Obla's going to cap by himself, but he's going to get chased down by the scouts. And again, they just can't crack that push.
Yeah, it was I think the sniper. Well, basically, it is the sniper in that push. What happened? What happened was they instantly killed Quid, I think it was, and then he body shot MG for 150, and he was just completely out of the fight. So they lost 2 players basically to that. But they have a spy right behind Arnold right now.
They do, and let's see if anything
he's going for the backup. I think he's planning to backup them.
And actually, really good move is George. No, he's not.
He's not. I think
he's. Yeah, he's finally moving for the backup. This is perfect. Quid and no one right is finally sort of.
And they pause. No, what?
GG? Excuse me? I'm going to message our friend ozfortress Obla.
I think the STV broke or something. What the hell?
I'm sorry about this, folks. I have no idea what happened. That shouldn't happen. Especially with
I think our VHS tape broke.
Obla himself, Lord of ozfortress, doesn't know what happened? This is... I'm sort of at a loss here. I think Sam's now leaving the server. I mean, there's still 10 minutes to be played.
Skipped forward in time.
Hello, ozfortress George.
Hello.
Did it just skip the last round?
I think it might have skipped ahead to as soon as the config was re-exec by the looks of things.
Oh, the exact config, I see. Okay. So...
Would that...
It's so funny.
I think they're calling it there. Every player's just leaving. I'm trying to message people.
So it's 5 to Victoria Riot.
No, I don't think that was actually server side. I think that was STV side. I reckon they've probably finished it in normal time, and
they have,
something has messed up on the TV, and so
I'm berating Obla right now because that's exactly what happened.
I think the STV, because it's linked to the config, when they reset the config, it pretty much zoomed the STV up to current time or something, because it completely broke.
Sorry about that, folks, but just for a second, can everyone in chat just blame Obler or something? Because he's an idiot. But wow. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna bring up stats here. But before we get to stats, Victor or Riot did exactly what they needed to do. They got the 5-0s. They only won one of the 2 maps, so it still puts them on somewhat shaky ground. Like, if they won both maps, they would have been in a far better position. But winning just that one map, especially in a 5-0 fashion, their finals chances are still alive, and Nature Walk just seemed to crumble. As we have got logs finally. Analyst Yorch, what do you see?
I see a very, very, very large bender.
How large?
22 for 5, 335 DPM large.
That is large. I see that as
with
a
the solid
5.8.
40% heals as well, but that is a large performance with Deft next on the damage. Then those two are miles ahead of everyone else, with MG, the gamer who has just returned from the exile of Western Australian internet. This is his first time playing in the better part of a week, I believe. He is, just come back in, looking alright.
Sorry to cut you guys off, but we might actually just postpone stats for a bit, as we actually have Obler and Quid in from the side of Nature Walk, as we'll start interviews now, if that's okay. As I just need to fix stuff in Mumble because it's dumb. How's it going, guys? What are your thoughts on that? A bit of a unexpected outcome. 5-0 loss in the end there on Granary after a really clutch 2-1 win on Gully. What
we
was
got Arnold with us here too.
And from the side of Victor, right?
I completely expected to lose Granary there, if I'm being completely honest. I knew that Gullywash is our best map and Granary's like our worst map.
Okay. Yeah, as Yort said, we do have the medic for Victor right here, Arnold. We just sort of pose a question to the Nature Walk guys. So, what happened in the atmosphere of your team that sort of let you have such a dominant performance on Granary after sort of going quite toe-to-toe for most of Gullywash? What was the sort of big turnaround moment?
Gullywash is a map that we hadn't scrimmed tons and tons. We also got really, really tilted on Gully, and Varna had a very soothing session with us, and I think that really helped us pull it back in Gran. We'd really workshopped that map, so it paid off, I guess.
Good guy, Varna. Hi, Arnold.
Hi, how you going?
Okay, I've got a stats-related question while we're here, Arnold.
Yeah?
Who do I need to pay off to get 2 deaths as medic on Granary?
It's
That's retarded.
a pentagram in blood. You need about 6 or 7 candles.
How many virgins sacrificed?
Oh, just the one, but it has to be very pure.
Okay, so...
lots of
So did you sacrifice Brownie?
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, I sacrificed Zildjian.
Okay. Alright, that was my question. Yeah, I don't really see anything else. I didn't see Gullywash, so if you guys got any other questions, Grabs, hit us with some insightful cues. Sorry to put you on the spot.
Is your dog okay, Quid?
It's on fire. I've moved a bathtub, and I think Riot calmed down.
Alright, that's what it is.
Obler, sorry, I need to just pose a question to you, quickly.
Yeah,
Why did you drop?
It's actually part of my gaming ritual.
Okay, so in this game, Fozzlm, when you die and you don't use Uber while having it, it counts as a drop.
Oh, so that's okay. So I was kind of confused because I thought Obler was never gonna drop, but you know, he's letting me down here.
He dropped on a technicality.
Yeah, I think we dropped on Gullywash once.
You dropped on
just
Gullywash.
too eager.
We
Just
dropped.
too eager.
You died to a body shot. Let's be real here. That's all that happened.
We were keen to push, and you know, it was our best map, and if we were gonna win any map, it would be that one. So
I wasn't actually aware of that. I was under the assumption, because I feel like this late in the season, it's the maps, especially Granary is the map that no one really practices.
Dude, nobody cares about Granary.
It's a pretty annoying map, I'll admit, so...
So we're unanimous here to vote out Granary next season? Good idea, guys.
Well,
It's almost like I said this to somebody on my team before the season started.
It's almost like I said that to someone in your team before the season started as well, but he decided to ignore the other admins.
Wow.
We got some
Almost
admin
like I
beef.
don't listen to anybody.
Alright, I have to come into this cast
Actually,
late
yeah,
and get
I
it back
can
on
double
track,
that
guys.
one.
Do we have any other interview questions while we're here? I know I've got one, just quickly. How come Pause wasn't able to play tonight? Quid, what happened there using MG as a merc?
You have to move a bathtub.
Oh, is that what that was? Okay.
Yeah.
His dad wouldn't get out of it, so it took him a while.
Yeah, you have to move it.
That's
It got to
unfortunate.
the stairs, and I think that his dad got really fucked up on the bathtub, so he had to go to hospital.
Okay.
No, but in all seriousness, Paul's had his sister's birthday on tonight.
Yeah, so he had to cart his dad in the bathtub to the birthday.
Okay.
And do you think a Rusty MG was like? Do you think how did he come out? Because I know he's been like in internet isolation for a little while now. How did he play? Do you think?
How could he not get on the fucking lamp?
At least we have some honesty in these Q&As.
We have many. I'll go back to a serious question for a time. So, I mean, if Arnold, you still here?
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, you needed to win at least one map there to even mathematically stay in line to make playoffs. How are you guys feeling now? Like, do you feel like you can maybe just etch in that 4th place spot after that draw?
We're gonna try our best. Our last match is against No Safe Word, so... But we're
You're
gonna try our
need to
very
take
best
some
to,
rounds off No Safe Word for the maths to work in your favour.
Yeah, who are
Yeah.
you bringing in for that one?
I haven't really studied the maths, but I'm just gonna play my best for that match and
Yeah,
see where
definitely.
we
That's
go.
all you can do.
I'm just gonna say something as well. This tie actually doesn't only involve us two. It also involves
Yeah, Damage
Inc.
Inc. Damage Inc. who are a bunch of poop heads and beat my team tonight in very convincing fashion. So they are also very much in the running as they play your team next week, Gramps. So are you guys going to throw to knock both these teams out of finals?
Yeah, why not?
I will nuke Western Australia and turn over half of your team.
So, okay, but, so, I mean, round 7 is going to be an interesting one, you know? Playoffs, a lot of playoff consequences, especially after what happened tonight, you know? Very interesting night. I think we're going to move to shoutouts now, so let's start. Arnold, any from you?
Shout out to my boy Ivan. Shout out to MC Romand. Shout out to Krispy Kreme. Thank you, good night.
ozfortress Obla?
Oh yeah, just shout out to the other team. That was a very, very difficult Gullywash you gave us. Thanks for doing that. And yeah, thanks for playing. Thanks for casters. See you next week.
Quid?
Shout out to Pause for not being here. Shout out to Shaw. And shout out to Obla for banning Roman.
Shout out to Obla. Last minute analyst Yorch, who
No, I'm going last. You go.
No, I'm not going last. Okay, Sage. Any from you? Any shoutouts?
Shout out to Jibsy. Shout out to that's it.
Okay, wonderful. Yorch.
Shout out to Bamboozled 6v6 and Open, the team that is sponsored by TF Live, believe it or not. They are officially sponsored by us here because we like the cut of their jib. Shout out to everyone here as well in TF Live. Hit that follow button if you haven't already, guys, because we are going to be bringing you another match tomorrow with myself, Foz, I think you'll be on it, and +1 on the mic. That'll be another one which has some serious finals, some final placings. What's the word? Consequences. That's the one. That's Madmen versus Xenophobia Phobia tomorrow. So
Yes.
be sure to be here again. And yeah, shout out
That'll-
to my team.
Yeah, shout out, I'll just finish it off here. Shout out to Sage for co-casting with me. It's been fun. Yorch for coming in and essentially doing nothing, but it's always fun to have you in Mumble. The amazing Wiethoofd, as ever, you know, absolutely going ham on production. We owe this guy so much. Send him your hearts in chat, please and thank you. Shout out to Victor and Riot and Naturewalk for giving us both teams giving us a really entertaining match. You know, we've had the pleasure of being able to cast some really, really good matches this season, and this was definitely no exception to that rule so far. But yeah, as George said, stick around tomorrow. We're going to do our best to bring you Madmen versus Xenophobia Phobia. It should be one hell of a match, especially given the circumstances. Oh boy, is it going to be fun. So thank you all for tuning in to TF Live